You ain't gonna believe what happened over here, man. We're gonna run out there and literally came in the house. Cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. Stand up for mine. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy. I can knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house.
I got a baby girl inside inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep. So it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep. Especially this day and age, gotta handle shit our own way. With a 30-30 horse 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too, picking up every shell case, mopping up these blood stains, but she ain't seen a damn thing. Most of my people are convicts, hard-headed, no nonsense. So please approach with caution. You never know who's watching. You never know what's on the other side of that front door, and you knocking. Might step out like motherfuckers get to dropping. All the neighbors heard was the dogs barking. The sun was down, it was getting dark, and I told the sheriff it ain't no problems, man. I was just taking out the garbage. So if you don't mind, please excuse me. I'm with the family trying to watch a movie. I'm sure you got better things to do, so I'll let you go and get back to duty.
Coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. And this is what we prayed for, and this is God's plan. From here, then you won't understand. This is my country. This is who I am. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So welcome to
Hello, race fans, and welcome to night number 3 of the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheads Eyewear. As we continue the chase towards $1,000 in a General Tire gift certificate, which will be awarded at the season finale December 18th during the 23rd annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. 4 drivers will qualify for that big race after tonight's feature event from the famed virtual dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway and will join the previous 8 qualifiers. Everyone else will still have 6 more chances to qualify. To our viewers, stay tuned on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page to enter the Ultimate Rumble VIP fan experience. It's going to be a great night, and we're glad you're here to join us for this great racing action being produced tonight by UDTV and Tim Sims. Racing to the Rumble is presented by Fatheads Eyewear. We also want to thank General Tire, UDTV, Tim Sims, Holiday Inn Purdue in Fort Wayne, and of course, the Rumble in Fort Wayne for their support. The format for tonight's event will be 4 10-wing sprint cars with a fixed setup. Time trials will be used with the fastest 40 qualifiers advancing to heat races. There'll be 4 heat races with 12 laps each, no yellows. Staggered with a 6 invert, top 4 will transfer to tonight's A main. Positions 5 through 10 will go to one of 2 B mains. Heats 1 and 3 will go to the B1. Heats 2 and 4 will go to the B main number 2. B mains are lined up by heat race finish straight up. 12 laps in the B mains, no yellows. Top 4 from each B main will advance into the A main behind the heat transfers. Tonight's A main will be 30 laps, with the first 1 through 16 positions filled by heat race transfers, and then positions 17 through 24 will be filled through the B main. The top finishers from tonight's A main will qualify for the December 8th finale at the 23rd Rumble in Fort Wayne. Once someone is qualified for the finale, they are ineligible to compete in the remaining preliminaries. Race fans, sitting here tonight at the Hillbilly High Banks in Lima, Ohio. We have the Chief Hillbilly himself, Mr. Tim Nichols, with us. Tim, welcome to the Racing to the Rumble show. Man, thank you for having us, allowing us to come in and enjoy this broadcast here at the Hillbilly High Bank. Thank you again for allowing us to come to the Hillbilly High Banks and enjoy this great broadcast as part of the Racing to the Rumble series. And one of the reasons we're here tonight is because of Wicked Brands and Matt Henninger. You've been great friends with Matt for quite a while now, and he's been such a great proponent of iRacing. Tell us how you got your start with Matt and the Wicked Brands.
We met Matt at Chili Bowl a few years back. Before we really get started here, I'm sure I want to get this straight that Matt Henninger is not going to be happy with me replacing him tonight. Okay, I'll be the last hillbilly that Matthew would want in this seat, but I want to do my best for you, Matt.
Well, we all know that he's our favorite hillbilly and you're his favorite hillbilly, so this works out okay.
I'm not sure I'll get away with it. But Matt, I can't say enough. Matt has helped me out. He helped the iRacing world, the real racing world out there. He's one of them hidden heroes out there that you don't get enough credit for what he does and tries. And, he's a busy man, but he puts his heart into the iRacing and the real world. Brett Mark, he had some teams, PA, a couple around, the United States that he helped out. And, with his brands, he has tons. I don't even know what all Matt does do, but I know the Wicked Brands, he's had the gum and the different things and the glasses, and he's coming back out more glasses, the hats, and which we'd like to have them here real soon for you. But like I said, Matt out there put the money out there that he doesn't have to do it. He does it because he's a true race fan. He raced before, and like I said, he really loves this sport.
And not just the real racing, like you said, Matt is highly involved in the iRacing world, not only helping sponsor some of these great events. We often see Matt behind the wheel of a simulator from time to time and jumping in these rooms and getting involved. Matter of fact, I believe he took a heat race win last week.
Yeah, I lost a couple cheeseburgers to that man too. And he don't eat the cheap ones. But yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. Matt gets behind the wheel, and that's why he does it. He was a racer at one time, and and he got into the iRacing come along, and he's really studied this iRacing across seas and what it's done. And he's got a lot of big dreams, and he's inspired me to kind of get out there and try to do a little more with this. And we have plans to do more if I can get him from working so much. And then he sends me these hot dogs from Chicago, and I got to take time out to eat them. They're delicious.
Well, Matt, just like you, definitely a food aficionado, telling us often about the great cheeseburgers up in New York City and these great hot dogs that he sent for you. But what a great proponent and being a sponsor of tonight's Racing of the Rumble event from the dirt track in Charlotte. We can't thank Matt enough. And Tim, tell us a little bit more. Any big plans coming up with the Wicked Brands and Tim Sims in the near future?
We have plans. The virus definitely helped us. We got Larry Bowes that stepped in and doing this show, which is great to work with Larry. He's right on. He's here beside me, and that man's right on everything you do. And it really felt good for Larry to come down and step in and do this with me, and hopefully we can help the Fort Wayne deal out with sponsors like Matt and different people that's coming on board with us. But Larry worked hard to get this Rumble going, and if you haven't been to the Rumble, please make plans to go there, because Larry and I have plans for the Rumble to do a little fun with more cars and doing this event here. So make sure you get a little practice, come in, bring your friends. The weekend of racing over there, everything's close, man. The hotels, the restaurants are full after the races with the racers, and just a great whole day of racing, man, in the wintertime. So let's get over there and join us. And I can't thank Matt enough.
Absolutely, Matt being a great proponent again. Thank you so much, Tim Nichols, chairman of the Hillbilly High Banks. Tim Sims, powered by iRacing and partnered with Wicked Brands. Tim, thank you again.
I can't thank Jerry, Ernie, Brett, Larry Bowes. Being a friend alone means a lot to me. So wish him luck, and let's go racing.
You heard it. Let's go racing, race fans. We're getting ready to move on to qualifying here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it has been a blast so far, Brett, being alongside you here in the broadcast booth. And tonight we're at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, along with Larry Bowes and everyone here at Tim Sims. Should be a great show. So fans, strap in as we get ready to go with qualifying here at Charlotte.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll get the sounds turned on. As there we go. We'll take a look at some of the drivers on the racetrack right now. Again, we're going to take a look at who is going to be one of the first cars on the racetrack. And on the racetrack right now in car number 2 for Phantom Motorsports, it's the Velocity Race Design entry. That is Matthew Croak. And well, these drivers have 5 minutes. They'll have 2 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte to lay down their best lap time. And of course, that'll set the heat race lineups as well. And looking forward to finding out who or which 4 drivers will be the 4 drivers that lock into the final race on December 17 and 18, I think it is.
Yes, sir. December 17th and 18th at the 23rd Annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. And, Brett, we've already had lots of surprises in this beginning of this season after the first 2 races.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we started off at Knoxville, and a month ago we're at Lima Motorsports Park, and now we come, you know, to the dirt track at Charlotte. Man, just what an iconic 3 tracks to start off the series, and I'm really looking forward to the entire season. When I was asked to be a part of this, I was very excited, very enthusiastic, and obviously very thankful as well for the opportunity. And man, I tell you what, it's really lived up to the expectation.
Absolutely, and qualifying well underway right now. Kevin Hanley currently on top of the speed charts. We've got Jacob Fields on the clock right now, coming in 8th quick with a 14.048.
This guy's going to be one to watch as well in car number 13, Aiden Beerline. I expect he'll be one of these 4 drivers that will lock themselves into the big show at the end of the. I reckon he's going to come close to getting the win here tonight. Looking at the field, I believe we had close to 30 drivers, or right around the 30 driver mark, sign into the pit area for tonight. Aiden Beerline, quick time with a 13.696. What a good job for Aiden Beerline. Kyle Moonen on the racetrack as well. Jake Erickson, Cody Hillman, Dustin Weber. And that is going to have, will make it 27 cars that have signed in or taken lap times here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Kyle Moonen, 4th quick there with a 13.781.
Like you said, Aiden Beerline on top of speed charts with Kevin Hanley currently 2nd. Brennan Lacey 3rd. Kyle Moonen 4th quick, that 13.781. David Diller currently 5th quick, 13.790. Just about 2 minutes left to go in qualifying for any final drivers to clock in and set their lap time for tonight's Racing to the Rumble event at the dirt track at Charlotte.
One thing that we sort of haven't touched on as well that all these drivers have got to contend with as well, fixed setup racing. Every driver's got to be out there on the same setup, and it just puts another aspect of how these drivers are able to maneuver the race cars. And that's why you see the times that are so close, between the top 3 or 4 drivers. You're looking at half a tenth of a second. It's not like at the real racetrack where someone's going to run something completely different. And even on here in open sets, when you come to fixed setup racing, it comes back down to the driver being able to read what the racetrack is doing. And of course, once the track is getting slick like it is now, it comes back down to that throttle control.
Absolutely. You said it levels the playing field completely. Not only are you taking the setup out of the equation, now it's down to just driving, but now we get to see just who can rise to the top of the charts with that fixed setup. And it looks like Aiden Beerline going to be the man tonight in super clean qualifying. Well, just about ready to go with racing action. Before we do, we have a little bit of business to take care of. Let's head down to the track with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheads Eyewear. Special thank you to Rusty Shields for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. As we get ready to go with heat race number 1 here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we'll get ready to go and talk about heat race number 1 starting lineup.
All right, here we go. Heat race number 1. Aiden Beerline will start from the pole position. David Diller lines up out of position number 2.
Starting third will be Brendan Hutchings out of Australia, and outside him is Tommy Scott Jr. from Pennsylvania in the U.S.
Dustin Weber lines up out of position number 5, and Blake Backus lines up in the 16 car out of position number 6.
Starting 7th will be Jason Furkeron out of Michigan, and Cody Hillman will round out the field.
All right, heat race number 1. Racing to the Rumble, race number 3 here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Looking forward to which 4 drivers will make the feature event later on tonight, but which 4 drivers are going to lock into the final race at December 17 and 18. We're set for a start this time by Aiden Beerline will lead us off to the green flag. Heat race number 1 is underway.
Aiden Beerline out to the early race lead, but David Diller going to battle back by those two wheel to wheel out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Beerline will lead lap number 1. Diller going to fall in tow in the number 71, the Indy Race Parts sponsored machine. In third, it's Brendan Hutchings in that 67, followed by Tommy Scott Jr.
Yeah, top 4 pulled away from the rest of the field at the moment. Here comes Hutchings to the inside on David Diller. David Diller holds on. Notice David Diller, he's got that wing tugged right back in that number 71 machine, the Indy Race Parts entry right now. Aiden Beerline, certainly the class of the field in heat race number 1. Diller, contact with the front stretch wall, going down into 1. He'll run the middle of the racetrack, slide up to the cushion, down the back straightaway. Lap number 4 of 10 is about to be in the books, and Aiden Beerline, he's really got a stranglehold on this field.
Slide jobs going down back there, battling for 3rd and 4th as Brendan Hutchings and Tommy Scott Jr. battling wheel to wheel. Looks like Hutchings hits into the wall. A little bit of contact between those two. Everyone will can stay rolling and will stay green here with completing lap number 6 in this 10-lap heat race.
Yeah, keep an eye on Blake Backus right now in that number 16 machine, the PFC entry. He was closing in on Brendan Hutchings there for position number 4. Right now it's still Beerline, Diller, and Tommy Scott Jr. 1, 2, and 3. Hutchings again looking to transfer directly into the main event. He's got Blake Backus, who again was closing in, but here comes Hutchings now closing in on Tommy Scott as we come to 3 laps to go. 7 in the books. We start lap number 8 of 10.
Not only that 4th and final transfer spot, but also now 2nd and 3rd and 4th all going to go wheel to wheel as Hutchings tries to throw the big slide job, but David Diller able to battle back by. Tommy Scott Jr. working underneath him now, battling for that 2nd spot, but it's your super clean, quick time winner, Aiden Beerline, all alone out front, getting ready to come down to see the white flag.
Yeah, nearly a 2.5 second lead there for Aiden Beerline as he'll work his way down into turn number 1 and 2 for the final time. Heat race number 1 is about to be complete. He'll have to make these final 2 left-hand turns, but the 13A entry of Aiden Beerline will grab the win in heat race number 1. So far, he's looking for a clean sweep here. He's done it with qualifying, and now he picked up a heat race number 1 victory. Second to go to David Diller, Tommy Scott Jr. in third, Blake Backus in position number 4. We'll have to wait and check to just get confirmation on your official results here in just a few moments' time. But those drivers, Beerline, Diller, Scott and Backus, will move on to the main event. As here is your official results coming up on your screen. There it is, Beerline, Diller, Scott, Backus, Hillman in 5th, Weber, Hutchings and Furcuron in positions number 8. Heat number 2 lines up like this, starting from position number 1, driving the 110 machine, that is Kevin Hanley, to his outside. Driving car number 44, that's Jacob Boxwell out of position number 2.
In row number 2 on the inside, in the Ford Motorsports number 18 is Jamie McCarron. Outside him in the number 007, it'll be Jacob Field.
The Granny Griffin Racing 21 entry of Roman Gephardt lines up at a position number 5. He's outside in car 5, position number 6, that's Jackson Wages.
Inside row number 4 in the Jake Erickson Racing number 14, it's Jake Erickson. And rounding out your field out of Pennsylvania in the number 7 car, it'll be Jaden Wolf.
Well, one thing we'll talk about during the warm-up session is what the track crew will do, but how about the racetrack at the moment, Jerry? It's pretty slick from top to bottom. You can really see that as we look high above the racetrack here.
Absolutely. We noticed right at the end of that last heat race, Aiden Beerline coming off 4, got up into the fence just a little bit. We're going to see how that affects these drivers during this second heat race. That track, again, getting very slick here during heat race action at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
So 2 laps around the iRacing dirt track at Charlotte, behind the iRacing.com pace truck. Kevin Hanley and Jacob Boxall on the front row. Keep an eye on Jacob Fields as well in that 007 machine. No, it's not it's not James Bond, but it is Jacob Fields. Jamie McCarron, he's going to be one to watch as well. He's a friend of mine, and looking forward to see how he goes. And I know he's had some bad luck as of recent, but sort of stepped away from the team at the Firm Motorsports and just kind of doing his own thing, just trying to get back to what's important, when these guys race, and that's all about having fun.
Nothing like iRacing to have fun and wet your tongue for some great competition, and that's what we're about to see here in heat race number 2 at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jacob Boxall, Kevin Hanley set to bring him down. Jamie McCarron and Jacob Fields in row 2. Green flag waves. We are underway in heat race number 2.
Kevin Hanley got a good jump there on Jacob Boxall. Jamie McCarron slides up in front of Fields. They work their way down the back straightaway for the first of 10 circuits around the dirt track at Charlotte. Heat race number 2. Lap number 1 is in the books, and that is Kevin Hanley getting the job done. Jacob Fields got some dramas there in turns number 1 and 2. He's a little slow, not normally a sprint car guy. He's normally used to running those fended body race cars, late models, UMP modifieds, big block modified. That's the sort of stuff that Jacob Fields shines in. But again, stepping out of his comfort zone here tonight and running a 410 wing sprint cars here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Roman Gephardt takes over position number 4. As here comes your race leader of Jacob Boxall, taking over the race lead from Kevin Hanley. Hanley works back to the inside.
Little bit of contact between the two. That's going to allow the number 2 car of Jamie McCarron to slip back in there into this battle as well. Meanwhile, further back through the field, Roman Gephardt in that 4th and final transfer spot right now. Jacob Fields has dropped back to 6 after running 4 wheels above the cushion briefly. See if he can battle back through in that 007. But up front, it is a great show right now. Kevin Hanley out front, Jamie McCarron and Jacob Boxall putting on a show, battling for second, heading down into turns 1 and 2 here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Yeah, these drivers of Boxall and McCarron fighting for a better starting position in tonight's main event. They'll start, well, it could be anywhere as far back as 6th or even 10th position, depending on where they finish in heat race number 2. Again, it's still Kevin Hanley, your race leader, from Jacob Boxall, Jamie McCarron in 3rd, Roman Gephardt 4th, Jake Erickson and Jacob Fields battling out for positions number 5 and 6. 7 laps in the books that time by 3 circuits remaining. And I say, Jacob Boxall closing in here on the 110 machine of Kevin Hanley. 2 laps to go this time by, and Kevin Hanley might have some pressure here in the final couple of laps.
Jacob Boxall had an interesting early battle side by side with Hanley. Hanley able to get away just a little bit, but now Jacob Boxall closing back in. As your race leader rolls through turns 3 and 4, he'll see the white flag this time by. Jacob Boxall runs 2nd, Jamie McCarron 3rd. Who's it going to be here in heat race number 2 at the dirt track in Charlotte?
Well, Kevin Hanley's got nearly half a straightaway advantage down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, Kevin Hanley will win heat number 2. Second to go to Jacob Boxall, just as Jamie McCarran closed in there in position at number 3. Roman Gephardt fourth across the line. There's Jacob Fields, the 007 machine in position at number 5, and Jake Erickson coming home in position number 6. Of course, Jackson Wages and Jaden Wolf, 2 drivers that did not make the call there for heat race number 2. As we'll take a look here at your official results here. There it is. Hanley, Boxall, McCarran and Gephardt, your top 4 drivers. That will move on to tonight's main event. Everybody else, I'll go to B main, or these particular drivers, they will go to B main number 2. And heat race number 3 is upon us right now. Your front row, Brendan Lacey will start from position number 1. He's outside the 78 of Justin Clark, position number 2.
Starting inside row number 2, out of New Zealand, it's going to be Sean Stevens. Outside him, it's Jamie Tolson into 327.
Row 3 to the inside will be Braden Renfro. He'll start position number 5, and he's outside the 56 entry. That is Randy Shrees. He'll start position number 6.
In row number 4 on the inside, it'll be Brett Rose in the 27, and outside him is Jarrett Watkins in the number 11 here at heat race number 3 for your Racing into the Rumble.
So a bit of a change here to the starting grid. I can confirm, of course, the driver of Jarrett Watkins, who was meant to start 8th, did not make the call. And how about your pole sitter of Brendan Lacey? He was unable to make the call here in heat race number 3, so he will not start from position number 1, and that will, of course, move up the inside row. So that'll put Sean Stevens there in that Wyobi number 26 machine for CD Cinematography from pole position. Again, he's another driver that I've worked with previously, and Justin Clark, well, he's a long-time sim racer and does some real racing in the 305 sprint car stuff.
Yeah, Justin Clark, a regular here in the Ohio area, now behind the wheel of his sim racing number 78. As the green flag waves, Sean Stevens out to that early lead. Justin Clark ahead of the cushion in second. Third will be Braden Renfro, and fourth, Jamie Tolson, as we come around turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1.
Yeah, it's going to get real dicey here for positions 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is there Justin Clark got some drivers there. Brett Rose, he's one of the drivers who got turned around there. Renfro to the outside. Here comes Jamie Tolson. A slide job into turn number 3 and 4. Slides it from the bottom right to the cushion. Then, well, gets a little loose there. Gets a little loved up there from Braden Renfro. Move Justin Clark back to position 3. Here comes Randy Shrees in that LGR Motorsport number 56 machine up into position number 4. 5 cars left on the racetrack. Lap number 3 is in the books, and it belongs to Sean Stevens at the moment.
Sean Stevens out front in this one. Justin Clark trying to close in on the rear bumper of Braden Renfro. Nearly gets sideways, able to gather it up before Randy Shreves can close in on him. But a great battle shaping up right now for that second spot as Justin Clark getting another run on Braden Renfro, heading down into turns 1 and 2. Randy Shreves right up the backside of Justin Clark. Nothing doing. Here comes Clark to the inside now of Braden Renfro. He'll slide up and grab the second spot now as we come down to complete lap number 6.
I tell you what, the racetrack has really widened up from top to bottom. These drivers really making every inch of this racetrack work, whether it's top, bottom, or middle. Even the slider line contact there between Renfro and Shreves down into turn 3. Here comes Shreves back to the inside, trying to get the moisture there off the bottom of turn number 4. It does so, gets by Braden Renfro, and Renfro move him back to position number 4. Jamie Tolson back in 5th. Meanwhile, your race leader this time by 7 is in the books, and that is Sean Stevens in car number 26. Justin Clark continues to ride in second spot, and Justin Clark, well, he's had an up and down heat race, but finally gathered it back up and just starting to look a little bit more comfortable right now.
Absolutely. This very slick dirt track at Charlotte nearly bit Justin Clark early in this heat race, but now he's gathered it up. But now Randy Shreves in that 56 has cleared Braden Renfro, and he's trying to close in on Justin Clark to battle for that second spot. We'll see if they can do anything as we come down for the white flag here at the dirt track in Charlotte.
Sean Stevens out in front by a big margin, over a 3-second advantage right now. Down the back straight away. You're already into 3 out of 4. There's your race leader, Sean Stevens. He will win heat race number 3. Second at the line is going to be Justin Clark. He'll beat home Randy Shreves for position number 3. Braden Renfro home in 4th. Then we go back to Jamie Tolson in 5th. And, of course, Brett Rose, who was the 6th starter, who, well, unfortunately did not finish heat race number 3. We'll take a look at those results right now with Sean Stevens confirmed your winner from Justin Clark in second, 3.2 seconds over Randy Shrees in third, Braden Renfro in fourth, Jamie Tolleson and Brett Rose, the 6 drivers for heat race number 3. Your fourth and final heat race of the night. Let's take a look at how they line up. Kyle Moonen will start from position number 1. Dean Garty will start out of position number 2.
Starting third out of California, the 69 of Tyler Edwards, and outside Edwards, Nathan Kropowski in the 420.
Okay, I've had dramas with this name, but it is Kropajeski.
Krapajeski. I will now remember that.
It's almost like Kropajetski. It's Kropajeski is the only way I can put that. It's the way that he was. It's the way he put it to me, plain and simple. Casey Esky Jr. lines up the 31 for LLC iRacing out of position number 5, and the Phantom Motorsports number 2 entry of Matthew Croak out of position number 6.
Starting 7th out of Canada, because Klinger, and outside him is Joshua Morbitzer out of California.
All right, so Klinger and Morbitzer did not make the call for heat race number 4. So again, we'll have 6 cars for 10 laps. And again, top 4 going to go on to the main event here at the dirt track at Charlotte later on, and we've still got a couple of B mains to go through as well. But this racetrack at the moment is going to shape up nicely. Once we get that track reset during the warm-up session, of course, we'll talk more about that one. I think it's going to, we'll come back to a fresh racetrack. I think we'll sacrifice a little earlier in the main event, but with that track reset happening, I think it's going to really make for the racing to be a little bit, a lot better come the end of the feature race time.
Absolutely. Lights are off on the Chevy Silverado iRacing pace truck here at the dirt track at Charlotte. It'll be Kyle Moonen and Dean Gertie. It's like Tyler Edwards, Matthew Kropajeski, Matthew Croak, and Casey Eskew Jr. getting ready to go. 10 laps here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Pace truck's off, green flag in the air. We are underway. Kyle Moonen wasting no time to jumping out to the lead, but here comes Dean Gertie trying to pull up a slide job. Moonen will cross back over and grab the spot as they head up down into turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1.
Yeah, keep an eye on Gertie. He's a bit of a wildcat here on the sprint car side of things. He'll stay to the bottom side in turn number 1 and 2. Moonen continues to lead the way from Gertie. Kropajeski now with a big-time move. Big-time dive bombers. There goes Gertie. They're challenging for the race lead, but here comes Moonen. They'll make contact on the front straight. This could change things up a bit. Here comes the 73, also known as the 69 on the ticker. That is Tyler Edwards and Kropajeski now to the outside. What a wild heat race this is already. Chopping and changing, slide jobs galore here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Kyle Moonen still your race leader.
Dean Gertie not giving up, staying right there to Moonen's rear tail tank, along with Nathan Kropajeski. No one getting away. Throw a blanket over your top 5 here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Dean Gertie back to the inside again, battling for the lead. Kyle Moonen uses the high side for momentum, but he's got Nathan Kropajeski battling to his inside. Kropajeski grabs the lead into turns 3 and 4.
Here comes Gertie to the inside. 3-way dance down into turn number 1 and 2 for the race lead. Kropajeski, where will he go out of turn number 2? He'll stay to the top side of the racetrack, but Dean Gertie has the race lead down into turn number 3 and 4. 6 in the books and 4 laps remaining. It's Gertie, Kropajeski, Moonen, and Croak. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here comes Kropajeski to the outside. He only got squeezed up there by Gertie, but now here comes Kyle Moonen as the door gets shut down into turn number 3. And Dean Gertie, well, he's blocking. He's using every inch of this racetrack to hold on to the race lead.
Don't look now. We got another driver sticking his nose into the battle. Here comes Matthew Croak into number 2, battling his way to the front. Ooh, contact from Kropajeski to the inside of Croak. Everyone stays rolling. We stay green. Coming down with 2 laps to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Well, what can Kyle Moonen do here in turn number 3 and 4 as the white flag about to fly in your 4th and final heat race of the night? Gertie still holds on to the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Moonen getting a run through 1 and 2. He'll go to the outside, pull alongside. Now has the race lead down into turn number 3. Gertie back to the inside into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. Oh, they make contact. Gertie and Moonen, both drivers go upside down. They come across the line. We'll have to wait for official timing and scoring just to figure out who got the job done in heat race number 4. And let's take a look at those results. Officially, your win goes to Dean Goody by 0.065 of a second over Kyle Moonen in second. Matthew Croak in third. Tyler Edwards fourth. Nathan Krabajeski fifth. And Casey Eskew Jr. in position number 6. So that is 16 cars locked into tonight's main event. It's time we take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. 12 laps of distance. Top 4 will make it into tonight's main event from the B main. Starting from position number 1, that'll be Cody Hillman to his outside. Jamie Tolson lines up at a position number 2.
For number 2 on the inside will be Dustin Weber. Outside him, scheduled to be Brett Rose.
Brendan Hutchings lines up at a position number 5, and Brendan Lacey will start position number 6.
Starting 7th will be Jason Fergeron. Outside him, Jarrett Watkins.
All right, 8 cars scheduled to take to the racetrack. Looking at how many cars are on the circuit. 5 of those 8 drivers made the call. So, unfortunately, one driver out of this field is set to miss out. And, well, Joe wouldn't like to be that one driver that misses out on the pre-lead main event for this one. But, unfortunately, it's a part of racing. We've got to take a 24-car field, not a 25, not a 26, not a 27. It's only a 24. It's a very, very strict rule.
No promoters provisionals tonight, and it's going to be fun to watch Brendan Hutchings. If he's anything as exciting in the B main as he was in the heat race, he's going to be fun to watch coming from that 4th position as the green flag waves here on the B main number 1.
Yeah, just noticing the track has just been freshened up for the B mains. So, again, we'll the track crew have already come out and give this a bit of a scratching right now. Right now, it is Cody Hillman, your race leader from Dustin. Weber in second. Jamie Tolleson in third. Brendan Hutchings in that 4th and final transfer position. Right now, Jason Ferguron is in that 5th spot, and he'll be the only driver from B main number 1 to miss out if he finishes in 5th. Look out, there goes Tolleson. Well, put that 327 machine to the inside there. The McDonald's number 54 machine, the Chevrolet accessories entry of Dustin Weber. Look out, there's some drama. Oh, Ferguron, well, he gets a bit of a break in the 74 machine because he now moves to position 3. Weber and Tolleson will battle it out for 4 and 5. But Cody Hillman, your race leader.
And like I talked about at the beginning, it's from Brendan Hutchings, able to sneak through that melee unscathed and now runs in second, trying to lock his way into tonight's A main. Like you said, Cody Hillman out front, Hutchings second. Jason Fergeron also getting through that melee unscathed, and he's running third as he now looks to the inside of Brendan Hutchins, trying to grab that 2nd position.
Yeah, Hutchins trying to put the 67 into the big dance for tonight's main event around the dirt track at Charlotte Cross Flag Sticks. Around 6 down, 6 to go. We start lap number 7 of 12. Cody Hillman has got a 2.3 second advantage over the 67 entry of Brendan Hutchings on screen right now. And you go back and take a look at Jason Ferguron in that 74 machine in position 3, and Jamie Tolleson in that 4th and final transfer position. This field well and truly spread out here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 4 laps left to run here for Cody Hillman, your race leader.
Hillman all alone out front, while Hutchings with about a 5-car length lead over Jason Fergeron right now. Jamie Tolleson, like you said, running that 4th and final transfer spot. Jamie Tolleson in that 4th and final transfer spot, followed by Dustin Weber. Out front again, Cody Hillman. Brendan Hutchins feeling another little bit of a challenge from Fergeron there through turns 1 and 2. Nothing doing as Hutchins will continue to hold down the 2nd spot as we come down with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 to go for your race leader, Cody Hillman. Here comes Fergeron to the inside on Hutchinson. Well, Hutchings down into turns 3 and 4, but Hutchings, he shuts that door. Meanwhile, your race leader is already into turn number 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway for your final time, B main number 1. Is going to be completed right now. Cody Hillman gets the win. Brendan Hutchins comes home in second. He'll transfer to the show. Jason Ferguron home in third. 4th at the line. Well, bit of a daylight back to position number 4, but that is Jamie Tolleson coming across the line in 4th position, and Dustin Weber home in position number 5. As Dustin Weber will be the only driver of the 5 cars that made the call for B main number 1, I should say, to not make tonight's main event. Let's take a look at your official results. Cody Hillman, Brendan Hutchins, Jason Ferguron, and Jamie Tolleson. Those 4 drivers are going to the main event. B-main number 2 will look like this. Jacob Fields pilots to the 007 machine from position number 1. He's outside piloting car number 420. That is Nathan Kropajeski.
Lining up third will be Jake Erickson in the number 14. Outside him, Casey Eskew Jr. in the 31.
Jackson Wages scheduled to roll off out of position number 5, and Curtis Klinger scheduled to roll off out of position number 6.
And your final row on the inside scheduled to be Jaden Wolf in the number 7 car and Joshua Morbitzer in the 32.
That is your scheduled lineup for B-main number 2. And I believe that we are going to have just the 4 drivers lining up for this one. So it'll be Fields, Kropajeski, Ericsson, and Esky, or Eskew. Those 4 drivers, well, what they're going to do, they're going to battle for better starting positions in tonight's main event. Of course, 18, 20, 22, and 24 are the starting positions up for grabs here tonight. And basically, to put it like this, put it in plain and simple terms, the further up you finish, basically a row that you're going to start than the other drivers in this race.
Absolutely, and every 2 spots is going to count as that long 30-lap A-main here at the dirt track at Charlotte. I want to give a special shout out to about 5 people tuned in with us tonight, watching online. Glad you're watching, Mike. Hope you're enjoying the show so far as we get ready to go here with B-main number 2 at the dirt track at Charlotte as part of the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheads Eyewear.
Okay, B-main number 2. Again, these 4 drivers are going to the show. It's a matter of where they will start. Position 18, 20, 22, and 24. Jacob Fields, the 007, again, out of his comfort zone, but he's going to make the show here this evening. Nathan Kropajeski, the 420. Nice to see him back in a 410 wing sprint car. It's been, some time since I've seen that 420 roll around the iRacing.com scene as we are set for the start here. Green flag is out, and Jacob Fields going to lead the field down into turn number 1 and 2. Kropajeski's already got Jake Erickson in the 14 machine, sneaking down to the inside. They'll go side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Erickson looking for position number 2. 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4, and we're 3 wide for the race lead down into 1.
Erickson and Kropajeski make a little bit of contact. Kropajeski able to keep rolling, but now he gets passed up again by Jacob Fields in that 007 back to the lead. And here comes Casey Eskew Jr. in the 31 up to the 2nd spot. Great battle for 2nd. Kropajeski heading to the inside. The 31 of Casey Eskew Jr. on the high side. What a great battle up front. I hope my buddy Thomas Cole's watching in and seeing this great battle at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Well, that 3-car battle is now going to turn into a 4-car battle because here comes Jake Erickson as well in that number 14 machine coming back into this 4-car battle for the race lead. Meanwhile, Nathan Kropajeski will lead at the end of the completion of lap number 4. Jacob Fields, 4 wheels in the fluff on the top side of the racetrack. Jake Erickson by Casey Eskew Jr. Down they'll go everyone down to the bottom into turn number 3 and 4. They all ran the low, so they'll split top, bottom, and middle through turn number 1 and 2. Fields continuing to work that 007 machine to the outside on the cushion. He's trying to wind this thing up, but he's already got a lot of speed and momentum in that 007, but just slips back to position number 3. Right now as Jake Erickson gets by. We're halfway home, 6 down and 6 to run.
I know Jacob Fields was wishing that Q had a hold of that 007 and gave him some secret weapons tonight, but nothing doing as Jake Erickson has gotten by for that 2nd spot and now sets his sights on race leader Nathan Kropajeski. It's Kropajeski, Erickson, Fields, SU, 1, 2, 3, 4, like we talked about. Each spot in this is basically another row forward in tonight's A-main as all 4 of these guys are going to make the show. Now it's about starting positions as we come down to complete lap number 9. This time out of turns 3 and 4 for Nathan Kropajeski.
3 to run for the 420 machine of Kropajeski. Scheduled at this stage. If he wins B-main number 2, he'll start position number 18. Even then, it is still a long way from the top 4 in the main event. It's going to be a wild main event, that's for sure. Jake Erickson looks to close in here on your race leader down into turn number 1 and 2. You're looking at a lap and a half to run in the final B-main of the night here, the Racing to the Rumble. The 410 Sprint Cars here at the dirt track at Charlotte. White flag is out. 1 to go in final B-main competition.
Nathan Kropajeski with the lead. Jake Erickson trying to make it interesting here at the end. Peeking to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Nothing doing. He'll do it again in 3 and 4. He'll try to slide up behind Kropajeski. Nothing doing. It'll be Kropajeski. Jake Erickson comes home 2nd. Third, going to go to Jacob Fields. And fourth, Casey Eskew Jr.
All right, we are done in prelim competition. We will take a look here at your official results for B main number 2. Nathan Krobojeski gets the win ahead of Jake Erickson in second, Jacob Fields in third, and Casey Eskew Jr. in position number 4. But that is heat racing done. That is preliminary racing done. Jarian, well, the track once again. You tell the folks at home what has just happened with the racetrack getting a reset.
Absolutely, Brett. They gotten done with all of our heats and B mains. Now we're going to do a reset of the racetrack. They're going to scrub it in just a little bit here in practice to give everybody a chance to see what the changes are. And then we'll go into our 30-lap A main. We'll allow the track crews to regroom the track for our 24 starters. Where 4 more are going to advance from tonight's finale and into the finale on December 18th at Rumble 23. You're watching night number 1 of the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheads Eyewear. Remember, if you're watching tonight's racing action on the Rumble and Fort Wayne Facebook page, make sure you post a comment, like, and share to become entered in our Rumble and Fort Wayne VIP fan experience, where you can win 2 reserved seats to both nights of the 23rd annual Rumble in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th. A 2-night stay at the Holiday Inn Purdue Fort Wayne, directly across from the Expo Center, breakfast and swag from Fatheads Eyewear. Well, winner's going to be announced on our Thursday, November 18th Rumble broadcast. Make sure to tell all your friends about this great prize. You can enter during each of the monthly racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheads Eyewear events through November 16th. Brett, I've got a couple prize packs to give away. What I'd like to do is our fans listening in and watching on the Rumble and Fort Wayne page can tell us, the first person that can tell us who our first winner was in the Racing to the Rumble series at Knoxville Raceway. You're going to win a prize pack from Tim Sim. All kinds of good swag.
Can I participate in this one?
Unfortunately, I think you and I are banned. I bet you Tim's got a little something good for you, Brett, when you need it.
Well, look, I won't give it away. I won't tell you who won. I won't be that guy. Hey, I tell you what, we do have, while the people are maybe going to do a bit of homework and research on that one, we've got a special interview coming up with Rico Elmore.
Real quick, before you go to that interview, I'm going to give away our second prize pack to people that can give us our answer during that interview. That one's going to be who was our feature winner for the second Racing to the Rumble event at Limaland Motorsports Park. And with that, I'll send it back to you, Brett.
All right, well, here we go. We'll throw it to a quick commercial break and a chat with Rico Elmore, the owner of the Fatheads Eyewear, and see what he's got to say about the Racing to the Rumble in Fort Wayne.
Well, we're excited that tonight is the kickoff to Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheads Eyewear. And we're really excited to have with us tonight Rico Elmore, the founder and owner of Fatheads Eyewear in Indianapolis. Good afternoon, or I guess I should say good evening, Rico.
How's it going, Larry?
Hey, it's going great. For our viewers out there that may not be familiar with Fatheads Eyewear, can you give us the quick nickel tour on what exactly Fatheads Eyewear is, kind of like how it started and what it is that you do?
Where do you think they've been hiding? If they don't know, I'm kidding. So anyhow, so Fatheads Eyewear, I mean, it's hard to believe the reason I started it is because I have somewhat of a larger head and couldn't find eyewear to fit originally, so I started making eyewear for larger headed individuals back in 2004, and as the years have went along, we kept changing that, changing our stuff a little bit here and there, but we've got over, I would say, probably 1,000 different styles now, ranging anywhere from sunglasses all the way to ophthalmic frames for your prescriptions. We have large frames that would fit my head, and then we also have regular size frames that would fit a lot of others. So just happy to be involved with this deal and continuing our relationship with the Rumble and trying to make it a little bit better and a little more interest if we can. So.
Well, Fatheads Eyewear, I know I've been over there, and just the number of lines that you have and all the different sponsors and everything. It's not sponsors, but all the different, like you have the smoke line and all these different lines. And then you talked about prescriptions. How do people get Fatheads Eyewear? Do they have to go through a dealer, or?
I mean, the best way to get our stuff and look at the full line of everything that we have is on Fatheads, and that's FATHEADZ.com, fatheads.com. And so we've got everything for the most part on there. We are in the middle of a little bit of a redesign right now that's pretty close to being done, but just keep an eye out for that, and our social media channels, at Fatheads and at Fatheads Eyewear, I think. So a lot of different things like that. But yeah, we've went from just having a men's line of extra, oversized frames to, having women's frames as well. With our line called Dia. We also have John Raymond, which is a little more of a technical frame. We've got the smoke line, which is Tony Stewart's signature line. So we've got a lot of different stuff. Yeti eyewear, just like the coolers, Yeti. So got a lot of different things to offer, and yeah, we love being involved in the racing and the fans that are very, very loyal.
And we need to emphasize to everybody that it's Fatheads with a Z, not an S. FatheadsZ.com, and that's where you can go and learn everything that you want to know about Fatheads, and a cool line of accessories now with the caps, the koozies, and eyeglass holders, and a lot of great things. So check out the website. And Rico, we really want to thank you for coming on board as the presenting sponsor for Racing to the Rumble. It's a brand new iRacing venture for us, and we're hoping to create a new venture with this and get the fans more involved. And through your help, we're going to do that. So we're looking forward to talking more about Fatheads Eyewear down the line. And Rico, we thank you for giving us this quick tour about Fatheads Eyewear.
Yes, sir. And again, thank you for the opportunity to be involved in it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody, make sure you check it out. We'll share it on our social media as well. And, it's a little something to keep everybody busy until we get right down to it. So, but thank you for the opportunity, Larry.
Okay, there you have it. Rico Elmore from Fatheads Eyewear, fatheads.com.
Fans to Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fat. Be sure to return to UltimateDirtTV and the Rumble and Fort Wayne Facebook page next month when we travel to Pennsylvania to compete on the famed virtual Williams Grove Speedway to qualify 4 more races for the Rumble finale. We're looking forward to a huge Rumble 23, December 17th and 18th from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum and Expo in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th. Non-stop racing action both days and nights featuring midgets, winged and non-winged 600cc midgets, go-karts, and quarter midgets. Keep up with all the news surrounding this big event on www.rumbleinfortwayne.com. Just about ready to wrap up with warm-ups and get ready for tonight's A main. Don't forget the Racing to the Rumble is presented by Fatheads Eyewear. We also want to thank General Tire, UDTV, Tim Sims, Holiday Inn Purdue, Fort Wayne, and of course the Rumble in Fort Wayne for their support. And don't forget, tonight's race is sponsored by Wicked Brands, who will be awarding our feature winner a $50 bonus.
So have you given away that prize pack yet, or what?
Brandon Underforth picked up the first one, and it looks like we just got our second winner. Cody Terry announces in the chat that the winner of the second Racing the Rumble event was, in fact, Lane Snook at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. So congratulations, Cody. You'll get instructions here in just a minute on how to claim your prize, and we'll get you all taken care of and ready to go. But now it's time to get ready to go racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
All right, let's take a look at your starting grid from back to front. Position number 24, it's Casey Eskew Jr. Position number 23, it's Jamie Tolleson.
On the outside of row number 11, out of Indiana, the 007 of Jacob Fields. To his inside, starting 21st, it'll be Jason Furkeron in the 74.
Row 10 to the outside, position 20 for Jake Erickson Racing. He pilots car 14. It is none other than Jake Erickson himself. And to the inside, out of position number 19, it's Brendan Hutchins.
Outside row number 9, it's Nathan Kropachewski in the 420. And to his inside, it'll be Cody Hillman in the number 9.
Tyler Edwards will start position number 16. Braden Renfro lines up at a position 15.
14th will be Roman Gephardt, and starting 13th, Blake Backus.
Matthew Croak lines up at a position 12. Randy Shrees at a position number 11.
Starting 10th will be Jamie McCarron, and rolling off 9th will be Tommy Scott Jr.
Kyle Moonen will line up at a position number 8. Justin Clark, the 78, the Ohio native, at a position number 7.
Starting 6th will be the 44, Jacob Boxell, and to his inside it'll be David Diller.
Aiden Beerline lines up at a position number 4. Kevin Hanley at a position number 3.
And your front row looks like this. On the outside, out of Australia, driving the number 26, it'll be Sean Stevens. And on the pole, out of Florida, it'll be Dean Gertie in the number 15.
We are set for a start. 30 laps on the board. Racing to the Rumble. Race number 3. Let's get dirty for 30. Green flag is out. Dean Gertie leads us off into turn number 1 and 2. Sean Stevens in second. Hanley rolls the bottom side. Keep it again. Once again, keep an eye on Aiden Beerline in that 4th position. And again, the top 4 is where you want to be. Lap number 1 belongs to Dean Gertie. Sean Stevens now quickly closes in there on Gertie. Gertie made the mistake in 1 and 2. Here comes Hanley all over the back of Sean Stevens into turn 3.
That battle for second heats up as now they got company right behind them in the form of the number 13 car. We got trouble back to the field. The 26 of Sean Stevens goes around. He'll gather it up, but the caution flag will wave.
A tough break there for Sean Stevens, or what was looking for a pretty much an ominous sign for him. As again, we'll take a look at just exactly what happened here to Sean Stevens. There was contact here with Kevin Hanley. He just got a little loose there. Hanley sort of nowhere to go. Sean Stevens in that Wyobi number 26 machine. And cars just trying to come through. They just miss him. But fortunately, that late contact there with Jake Erickson in the 14 was enough to put the 26 of Stevens into the wall and upside down. And it was a tough break when you go out like that, especially after only just a couple of laps.
Absolutely, and this slick surface at the dirt track at Charlotte bites early as it gets the number 26 of Sean Stevens on his side. Dean Gertie so far in the first 2 laps has been the man out front. Kevin Hanley looking fast, though, as he was closing on Stevens before the accident. We'll see what happens here as we get ready to go. Still a long way to go in this one. Another 27 laps remaining here at the Racing to the Rumble from the dirt track at Charlotte.
So we've already locked in 8 drivers from the first 2 races at the Knoxville Raceway and the Lima Land Motorsports Park. I got a question for you. Next month we go to Williams Grove Speedway. It's a bit of chatter of which is the real sprint car capital of the world. Where do you see the real sprint car capital of the world being?
Ohio, obviously.
Throwing the curveball out there, I see.
Absolutely. We got Eldora, we got Attica, we've got Fremont, we've got Lima Land. Man, what else could you ask for in sprint car racing? You had some of the greatest tracks in history.
We'll come back to green here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. Aiden Beeline quickly going to the slider line down into turn 1 or 2 to throw the move there on Hanley. Hanley works back to the inside. We're quickly back under the yellow flag condition. How about the King's Royals? I say King's Royals over this past couple of days. They were such a phenomenal show, wasn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. I was lucky enough to be in attendance at Eldora Speedway for the Twin Kings Royals on Saturday. And man, you couldn't ask for a better crowd, a better experience, or better racing all throughout both events on Saturday.
I was trying to get up early enough to watch the 38th running, but happened before the 37th running, but didn't get to see Tyler Courtney win that one, but did look at some of the highlights on dirtvision.com, and I tell you what, they always put on a show. I've always loved watching the big events at Eldora, the King's Royal and stuff like that. I try and sometimes, if time permits and stuff like that, try and watch the World 100 or the Dream, and just it's time difference can be a killer sometimes.
Well, we need to get you over here live one of these days, Brett, and get you to the Eldora Speedway. What a great place to catch a race! Not only sprint cars, late models, you name it. Eldora is awesome.
Well, there was talks of trying to get me over to Knoxville in next month or so, but because of what is happening with the pandemic here and around the world, it wasn't possible for me to get out of the country, so that had to get put on hold. And to say I was disappointed would be an understatement.
Well, we're just as disappointed for you, man. We wanted to see you over here, and hopefully next year bring better things and get you over to the States so you can catch some great racing and some of our great tracks as we get ready to go green here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Well, Gertie will lead us back down into turn 1 and 2. Beeline again trying to throw the slide job on Kevin Hanley. Hanley works back to the cushion down the back straight away. Now here comes Beeline once again. Slide job into 3 and 4. Hanley turns it back underneath in good battle on for positions 2 and 3. Meanwhile, you got Justin Clark lurking in position number 4, watching this great battle unfold in front of him. Other than what we've got up here in the best seat in the house, Justin Clark is right in the tip-top seat right now.
Justin Clark making his move to try to get around Kevin Hanley, working that high side. He'll do so heading down into turns 3 and 4. Justin Clark going to try to set his sights on your top 2.
Well, Beeline was a very ballsy move through turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Kyle Mooner now and Tommy Scott Jr., they'll move into positions 4 and 5. They'll put the 78 machine of Justin Clark back to position number 6. So Tommy Scott Jr. right now, right on the bubble as we are yellow once again, and some problems there for Justin Clark, but seems to have those issues sorted. I think sprint cars are at Lernerville tonight, aren't they? Another track we've got here on the iRacing.com service.
Absolutely, yeah. The World of Outlaws for the Silver Cup, Don Martin Silver Cup tonight. I believe we have it on in the other half of the Hillbilly High Banks over there. Unfortunately, can't see to tell you who's leading or anything right now.
The beauty of having 4 race screens, well, not race screens, but the beauty of having 4 screens. I've got iRacing, timing, and I've got a few other things of bits and pieces that I've got going on around. I'm just going to quickly check just to give people a fans. They are getting ready for the feature event. Cy Lynch and David Gravel line up on the front row. Brad Sweet, Aaron Reitzel, row 2. Carson Macedo, Donnie Schatz, row 3. Christopher Bell and Sheldon Hordenshield in row 4. And they just cut to a David Gravel commercial. Who would be your pick to win that one? Thank you for that up.
I tell you what, it's hard to pick anybody but a Lynch at Lernerville, but I got to say, Brad Sweet, been awful tough. He had some bad luck at Eldora, but I think tonight he exercises those demons and picks up the win.
Would you be surprised? Actually, we'll come back to that because we're about to go green here once again in the feature event here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte. 8 laps is in the books, 22 remaining. Dean Gertie, your race leader. Aiden Beeline looking to close in. He'll ride the cushion through turn number 1 and 2. Gertie runs the low side down into 3. He'll drift it all the way to the wall. Again, trying to make that car as wide as possible in that number 15 machine. But here comes Beerline, bringing with Beerline. Here's the 110 machine of Kevin Hanley. They'll go nose to tail down the back straight away. Aiden Beerline challenging for the race lead. 10 in the books this time by 20 to go. 1/3 of the race distance complete. Gertie still holds on.
Aiden Beerline working to the inside of Gertie. He'll throw the slider into turns 1 and 2. Gertie tries to cross over to do the same thing back in 3 and 4. He'll do so now as he slides up right in front of Aiden Beerline. Beerline on the high side trying to carry that momentum into turns 1 and 2. Like you said, here comes Kevin Hanley along with Beerline trying to challenge Dean Gertie for the lead. They're side by side once again heading off into turns 3 and 4. Gertie on the bottom, Beerline up high. Here comes Kevin Hanley. Beerline into the wall just a little bit. That allows Hanley to get to his inside.
Gee, Hanley done a very good job there on not to get into the side of the 13A machine of Aiden Beerline. There is Tommy Scott Jr. in the 04 machine into position 4 right now. Looking to close in on second and third place drivers. Meanwhile, Kyle Moon and Justin Clark, Randy Shreves, they battle it out for positions 5, 6, and 7 right now. As Shreves got a good seat in at the moment of that 56 machine. Clark to the inside of Moon. Clark looks to slide up, but Kyle Moon, he's got to run out of turn number 4. 15 down next time by. Meanwhile, Kevin Hanley takes over second position, but here comes Beerline back to the inside. Slide job, crossflake sticks around 15 down, 15 to go.
Aiden Beerline and Kevin Hanley putting on a show, battling for second right now. Those two, no stranger to each other at several leagues throughout iRacing, but now they've got Tommy Scott Jr. starting to peek his nose into that battle as well. They need to quit messing around as Dean Gertie starting to pull away with this one with 17 laps in.
Yeah, nearly a 1 second advantage for Dean Gertie, but there goes Aiden Beerline. He rails the top in 1 and 2. Middle of the racetrack down into turn 3. He'll drift it all the way to the top of the racetrack, nearly touching the concrete walls ahead down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Beerline looks to have things sorted out after that little mishap just about 5 or 6 laps ago where he had some contact with the front straightaway wall and now closes in on Dean Gertie. 18 in the books, 12 remaining, so we are just the prelim B-main a distance away from wrapping up race number 3 of the Racing to the Rumble in Fort Wayne here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Gertie got some pressure from Beerline. Beerline, where does he make the move down into 1 and 2? Will he stay top? Yes, he does, trying to get around the outside of Dean Gertie.
Dean Gertie been good at using that bottom line throughout the night, but it looks like it's finally running out as Aiden Beerline able to get by briefly. Now Gertie will pull the slider into 3 and 4. Beerline's going to cross back over as we complete lap number 20. Here comes Aiden Beerline. He'll slide up and grab the lead now through turns 1 and 2. Gertie going to try to battle back to the inside. Dean Gertie back down low in 3 and 4. Aiden Beerline right up on the fence all the way around turns 3 and 4. Beerline with the momentum and the lead as we complete lap number 21 as the caution flag wave.
Well, tough break for Nathan Kropajeski. Was the driver at fault there, and he's going to be scored in 15th position. We'll take a look at your UltimateDirtTV instant replay. Just driving in, well, in a little too hard, and just gets a little loose there, and then gets hit not once but twice and 3 times. And Nathan Kropajeski, his night will come to a premature end. But man, what a battle that was between Aiden Beerline and Dean Gertie, your drivers running 1 and 2. Kevin Hanley and Tommy Scott Jr. running 3rd and 4th, just falling away. And as I said, the longer this race has gone on, the better that Aiden Beerline has looked here this evening.
As the track slicks off, Aiden Beerline just rises to the top and literally right up on that fence, able to use that momentum. Unfortunately, the lead's going to go back to Dean Gertie as we will go back to the previous lap. Didn't get that lap completed. We'll see if Beerline can do more of the same when we go back to green, or if it's going to be Dean Gertie, or will Kevin Hanley be able to come through and challenge these two for the top spot?
All right, we are set for a restart here, this time with the 9 laps remaining. The iRacing.com official pace truck takes a left-hand turn to the infield here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. As Dean Gertie, your race leader, car number 15. Aiden Beerline, the Beerline Racing 13A, runs in second position. Tommy Scott Jr. and Carl Moonen run 3 and 4. Green flag is out, not too far away, or less than a heat race distance away right now. Gertie, your race leader from Beerline. Everybody single file between your top 5 positions. Justin Clark, he's got another opportunity late in this race. Nearly tags the infield tractor tyres here at the dirt track at Charlotte in turns 3 and 4. As he's just fallen some way. He's about 3 or 4 car lengths away from Kyle Mooner. Meanwhile, Here comes challenge for the race lead by Aiden Beerline once again down into turn number 3.
Beerline right up against the fence once again. He pulls up alongside of Dean Gertie as they head into turns 1 and 2. Gertie with a slight advantage, but here comes Beerline right in the rail on the high side.
Gertie back down low, down into turns 3 and 4, but Beerline not giving up on the cushion. He will take the lead there at the end of lap number 24, so 6 circuits remaining. He is really going to live or die by that cushion. He's just going to win it or wear it up on the top side. Beerline, 5 laps to go. Gertie runs in second. Scott in third. Then you go back to Kyle Moonen in fourth, and Justin Clark about 1.5 seconds away from Kyle Moonen in that fourth and final transfer position. That's the all-important 4th spot that you want to be in at the end of the feature event. But right now, your race leader with 4 to go is Aiden Beerline, and pulling away by nearly a 1-second lead over Dean Gertie.
Aiden Beerline setting quick, the super clean quick time tonight. Now out in front of the feature, looking for a clean sweep as he's got quick time, won his heat race, and now out in front of this 30-lap A-main. Laps winding down. Aiden Beerline leading over Dean Gertie, Tommy Scott Jr., Kyle Moonen, Justin Clark right now a distant 5th. Top 4 going to make their way into the finale at the Rumble at Fort Wayne, December 17th and 18th. Right now, Beerline, the man to beat here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Oh, white flag is out this time by for Aiden Beerline. Meanwhile, Moonen trying to move there on Tommy Scott Jr. into turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Beerline again continue to rail the cushion down out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3, out of turn number 4. Aiden Beerline going to punch his ticket to December 18 and $1,000 to win race. Aiden Beerline will win race number 3 of the Racing to the Rumble in Fort Wayne. Dean Gertie home in second. Third of the line is going to be Kyle Moon and Tommy Scott Jr. in fourth. Cars flipping upside down in a big way there, as we're going to have to wait for your official results just to get confirmation at who. Well, there should be no issues there between our top 4, but confirmation on where everybody else has finished in this feature event. As we take a look, here it comes, your feature race results. Aiden Beerline first, second Dean Gertie, Kyle Moon in third, Tommy Scott fourth, then we go back to Matthew Croak in fifth, Justin Clark sixth, Jacob Boxall 7, Roman Gephardt 8, 9th was Randy Streets, and 10th was Brendan Hutchins.
Coming home 11th, Jamie McCarron. 12th, Jake Erickson. Kevin Hanley having heartbreak there just as we came back from that last restart and jumping out of the race. Coming home 13th, followed by Nathan Krapacheski, Jacob Fields, Cody Hillman, Jason Furkeron, Tyler Edwards, Blake Backus, Sean Stevens wrapping up the top 20.
David Diller, Braden Renfro, Jamie Tolleson, and Casey Eskew Jr. were your 24 starters, and some non-finishers in that one, but he's done the sweep here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Aiden Beerline does in fact get the win. He goes quick time tonight, he wins his heat, and not only that, he actually won this main event from position number 4 after the inversion. So he still had some work to do, but nonetheless, Jerry, he got the job done, and I believe you're going to be standing trackside in Victory Lane with your main event winner.
Aiden Beerline, Jerry Keyser in the booth. You got me, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Congratulations on picking up a wild A-main tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte. Let's take us through that. Battling early with Kevin Hanley for the second spot and able to get up on the high side and get around Dean Gertie.
Yeah, definitely. Early on, I think a lot of people were being a little too aggressive, especially since it's a pretty long 30-lap race around a pretty long track. So everyone's just being really aggressive. I was trying to be the smart one in the group and just trying to be calm, and they kept throwing sliders, and I would just eventually get around them and catching up to Dean. I noticed that nobody could really run the top nowhere near as good as I could from the looks of it. So I just tried to practice the top, catching up to Dean, and once I got around him, he couldn't run the top. So I just shot for the gap around the outside and was managed to pull off the win.
And what a great move it was. Like you said, right up against the wall, and Dean coming up the track left you just enough room. You were able to squeeze by and pick up tonight's feature win and that $50 bonus from Wicked Brand.
Yeah, definitely. I love racing this event. It's a nice event to race for sure. One of the best.
Well, we appreciate you being here tonight, and we are so glad to see you pick up a win. Let's talk about everybody that helped you with your race car.
First off, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my mom, my dad, Redline Race Designs, ABR Setup Shop, and everyone that puts this event on, Wicked Brands, Flathead Eyewear, Tim Sims, and everyone else that supports this amazing race.
Well, thank you again for being part of it. We look forward to seeing you at the finale, December 18th, during the Rumble in Fort Wayne. Congratulations once again to tonight's feature winner, Aiden Beerline.
All right, well, we do not have second place driver of Dean Gertie, so we're going to move down the line. We're going to chat to the driver that comes home in third position here tonight. He pilots caliber 24. That is Carl Moon. And Carl, congratulations. Well, that was a tough race. You had to start position number 8, but man, you still had to work for that. When you come home third place, you lock yourself into the December 18th show. You've got to be happy with how the night has gone here in race number 3.
Yeah, yeah, I am happy to slip in this one. I was in kind of the same spot at the last race at Lima Land and got kind of greedy, so trying to hang out and just make it in through this one and pass everyone and not get caught up in anything.
Well, now that you've locked yourself into the big show on December 18, you get to watch the rest of the series and find out which drivers that you're going to be racing. What do you take from tonight, and how do you prepare? Because you've got about another 4 months or even 5 months of preparation before we even get to that $1,000 to win race.
Just really keep track of who makes it in, which you got kind of a pretty good idea. I'm sure some guys will come in here towards the end and get in, and some of the pro drivers. Anyhow, and there's already quite a few good guys that have made it in, so it's going to be a good show for sure in December.
Well, congratulations on a third place here tonight, Carl. Before we let you go, of course, sponsored on this race car, buddy, people behind the scenes who gets this done for you.
Just all the guys at Bandy Built, ABR Setup Shop, Velocity Race Designs, Ross Krenna, he does all my paint stuff. Tim Sims for putting on the show, Ernie and everyone else, and you guys for the broadcast.
All right, there we go. Carl Moonen home in third place. We do have our second place finisher. Jerry, you want to talk to Dean Gertie?
Absolutely. Dean Gertie, congratulations on a runner-up spot and making the transfer to the December 18th finale at the Rumble in Fort Wayne.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Doing great, man. What a great race tonight. Able to lead through the first 2/3 of this race. Still hanging on to a second place spot, but a very hard charging Aiden Beerline able to get by. Man, what a great run though. Still coming home second.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing for Aiden there. I don't run the fixed setups very much. I spent most of the race trying to figure it out.
Well, you did a great job. You're one of the few guys that could get down real low and get a good run, and you started running that slider line quite a bit. Seemed to be working for you through the first half of the race. Just finally, track went away on you.
Yeah, I couldn't find a happy place for the wing to where it didn't want to walk the dog down the straightaway and put me in the wall. So I just kind of stayed away from it, and I think that might have cost me a little speed, but I played it a little safe there. Just like I said, I'm really not used to the fixed setups, but I'm just glad to be here talking to you. If it wasn't for my fellow teammate coming in fourth, I would never found the Discord.
Well, congratulations. Let's talk about your teammate and everybody on your team that helps you out and got you to this point tonight.
Oh, it's just mostly older guys. We got some young guys, Dirty South Sim Racing. We just all seem to be hanging out at the same place at the same time, and fast guys kind of came together, and we just all work together and figure things out. Everybody's got something they contribute. We've got guys on there that are new. We've got to guys that have been on iRacing for 10 years down there. But it's just a good group of guys hanging out, having fun. I'd like to thank your sponsors there, Fatheads and Larry Bose and them. This is nice to get involved in iRacing. It's good to see people recognize it as a top level esport for people to either get a little time in to learn what dirt track racing is all about, or for old guys like me that can't do it anymore in real life, too busted up, we can get on here and act like we're awesome again.
Well, awesome you were tonight. Come home with a runner-up spot at the dirt track at Charlotte. Congratulations once again to Dean Gertie.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, let's go down the line. Fourth driver And fourth driver here tonight we'll lock in to the December 18th show happens to be Tommy Scott Jr. Tommy, congratulations on the fourth place run here tonight. And, well, it looked like you got to that fourth place very early on, and right then and there was where you were going to settle for. Was that the game plan for tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I didn't really expect that many cars to come out. I mean, I finished third in the first heat, and I started ninth in the feature. I ended up getting like a little oh wow on my starting spot, but it was nice to work my way up there so early. I got up to third, but I kind of stepped on it towards the end there, but happy to come in with a fourth and end up talking to you guys.
Right, during the heat races, we had a very, very slick racetrack, sort of got reset for the B mains. You didn't have to worry about running that one because, as you said, you transferred directly from the heat into the feature event here tonight. What did you learn from the heats that you were going to apply here to the main event? Because during that warm-up session, the track got reset back to zero, and you guys basically had to run in a fresh racetrack again.
Yeah, during the heats when it was kind of chewed up track a little bit, you learn the line that you're going to run throughout the later in the night. And that's kind of what I was doing, was just following the car in front of me because I never run these fixed setups. So I was just trying to figure it out the whole time, moving the wing forward and backward.
Mate, you happen to be the 12th driver to cement their legacy or cement their spot into the December 18th race here. As I asked Kyle, now you've got 5 months of preparation for that big $1,000 to win race. What do you learn from tonight, and what do you do for the next couple of months to prepare yourself for that big show?
Well, my teammate finished up there in second, so I'm going to have to spend more time following him around the track, I guess, taking notes. One day I'll be able to pass him and, maybe even win this race.
All right, Tommy, before we let you go, of course, sponsor of this race car, people behind the scenes who helps make this possible for you and the 04 team.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Dirty South Racing team, TSL Shocks, Logitech. All their equipment is what I run, and that's probably all I'll keep running until I upgrade. But I want to thank you guys and all your sponsors for putting this on and letting me race tonight. I'm just, like I said, happy to be here talking to you. And Ernie, I want to say, did an amazing job with the admins tonight.
All right, there we go. Tommy Scott Jr. home in fourth position. Jerry, that wraps up the top four post-race coverage. And, well, it's official. We've got 12 drivers locked into tonight's, or 12 drivers locked into the big race on December 18th. And again, tonight, difficult racetrack conditions from the heats. A bit of a freshen up during the B mains and that warm-up session. But as I said, you sacrifice that early part of the race in the main event to make it really widen up for that main event. And that's exactly what happened here tonight.
Absolutely. We saw guys running the bottom. We saw guys running the top. We saw guys sliding from the bottom to the top all throughout that 30-lap A main, with Aiden Beerline picking up the victory. Dean Gertie, Kyle Moonen, and Tommy Scott Jr. also making transfers to the racing at the Rumble in the Fort Wayne finale on December 18th. Can't say enough about Larry Bowes and everybody at the Rumble at Fort Wayne for putting this great event on. Tim Sims, got to thank Fatheads Eyewear, everybody at UltimateDirtTV. This has been so much fun. Looking forward to next month's event at the famed Williams Grove Speedway. We will be ready to go. Don't forget to make sure you tune in, like, share, and comment on the Racing to the Rumble Facebook page to get your chance for that VIP treatment at the Racing to the Rumble on December 17th and 18th. It's going to get you 2 reserved seats, complimentary room for 2 nights at the Holiday Inn Purdue, Fort Wayne, and some Fatheads Eyewear swag. So make sure you get in on that. But Brett, another night in the books and one more month before we get to do it again.
Yeah, looking at the VIP fan experience here. Next race, Tuesday, August 17th from Williams Grove Speedway, and then a month later, Tuesday, 21st of September, the Lucia Speedway Park. October 19th, Eldora Speedway, and then, of course, November 16th, Lernerville Speedway. There's some very, very iconic racetracks around the world, and we're so very thankful to have them here on the iRacing.com. So what a first 3 races been. We've seen some phenomenal racing all throughout those first 3 racetracks. Knoxville Raceway, Lima Land Motorsports Park, and now the dirt track at Charlotte is complete. And again, looking forward to the rest of the season. Again, looking forward to, more importantly, to finding out which drivers will compete for that $1,000 to win race.
Absolutely. Going to be a blast at the Williams Grove Speedway. On behalf of all of us at the Hillbilly High Banks here at Tim Sims, on behalf of Larry Bowes and everyone at the Rumble in Fort Wayne, I'm Jerry Keyser. Thank you, Brett Wheeler, and everyone at UDTV. Until next month on August 17th, when we head to Williams Grove Speedway, thank you very much for tuning in, and good night.